Guys, Ryan Bidoff here, blogging from paradise. You could stop by bloggingfromparadise.com. Check out blogging courses, blogging ebooks I have for you, blog posts to teach you how to blog. Share blogging tips over there. Today we're going to talk about the truth that every single problem you have ever experienced or will experience in time and space, which is an illusion, but that you experience, so let's say in the present moment, is some fear sitting only in your mind that you appear to be beaming out into the world to create the problem. This goes for people. This goes for government. This goes for jobs. This goes for bosses. This goes for spouses. This goes for finances. This goes for everything. The world and its illusion is giving you direct feedback on your mind. But in a lot of cases, guys, the fear in your mind creating the problem is unconscious. So the ego says, no, 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 I'm totally aware it's that guy's fault. It's not me, it's them. But that's proof, that's evidence that proves the theory that you're afraid of that guy. Because if you weren't afraid of that guy, if there wasn't fear in your mind that you project on him, you wouldn't be afraid of him, or afraid of the government, or afraid of agencies or anything. It's always sitting in your mind. Do not shift the blame because you're beyond it all. Your spirit, so obviously spirit logically doesn't have problems. Bodies have problems, ego has problems. That's its pure existence. Without the problems, the ego doesn't exist. Without the problems, you forget about the body. And we've all been in this state, guys, when we're in this pure love and peace and calm and serenity, which is God, where you identify only with spirit and you forget your body. And there are no problems in that moment, right? And we call this forgetting ourselves, a few worldly concepts. I lost myself. I forgot myself, or lost myself in others. I thought of the Ram Dass book, Meditator's Handbook, Guidebook. I forget which one it was. But one of the quotes he mentioned, I forget who said it in the world, but Christ was lost in love. So he had no problems because he was lost in love and he identified with spirit. So if only with spirit. So if you identify only with love and spirit, no matter what the world does to the body or to what appears to be the ego, if you don't identify with that, you're in bliss. And that's not fearlessness, that's pure identification with love. So he wasn't being fearless. The ascended masters are not fearless. They don't know what fear is anymore because they only identify with the Christ, with, let's say, the Christ mind, with being a thought in the mind of God. So in their minds, there's no more fear. There's just love and spirit. I am spirit. I am love. That's their pure identification. You don't have any problems when you reach that point. I'm a newbie on the mind training journey with you, so I share videos like this to remind you guys, you are everything. Face your fears routinely, even though it feels uncomfortable, just do it and you will start to realize, yeah, I'm beyond all this stuff. I'm beyond the illusion. And I'm here to have fun, to help, to spread love, to be love, to be spirit, forever. Forever. So you and I, we take the body consciously, even though it seems unconscious, and we put it aside. The more you face your fears, you will understand that's not death. The world and its fear believes in death. So they think the body's dead, it's over. No, It's not that way. All the seers and teachers have been teaching us. And that's a big problem with a lot of people, a lot of egos, a lot of minds. It's living this life with a deep fear of death, so they never really live. That's a problem. You face the fear, you're not as afraid, then you live, then you have fun. Then you're not living to avoid death or trying to preserve life. You're living in love and having fun. And it's like Kelly and I circling the globe, traveling the world. We're living life. A lot of minds, they will not do that because they're really afraid that the body will be hurt, that they'll get injured, that they'll get sick, that they'll die, that it's dangerous. So the ego stays in this one little spot as if that's to preserve life, as if that is living, as if that's love. No, it's living in fear. And that's a problem that a lot of people, a lot of minds aren't even aware of. So this video will show you, could give you a little inkling of, oh shoot, there's fear in my mind that I'm projecting onto travel. There's fear in my mind I'm projecting onto a president. There's fear in my mind I'm projecting onto finances. Let me face that fear, feel really uncomfortable, clear it. And when I face it and clear it, then I won't be as afraid. And then I'll start to see, oh shoot, it wasn't that body. It wasn't that person. It was just me being afraid of it. Then as you lose the fear, you see the illusion in it all. Like, oh, I made it up. Because once you see fear as an illusion, that it's not real, then you start seeing that you are making up the I am afraid of this, I am afraid of that. And then when you don't have the fear, they're gone. It's gone. You're happy. You're peaceful. And this is a progressive process here. It's not so much that it takes time, it's that we fight it egoically. And we're like, I can't face that fear, so I'll prefer to have the problem. Some people identify very deeply with problems. Some people keep themselves sick mentally, and obviously all sickness is a projection of the mind because you're a spirit. You're no victim. Nothing happens to you. Things unfold for your mind's awakening. All the way, this whole life, you're pure spirit. You see a baby body, you're thinking, oh, it's just a baby. It's like that spirit appears to be a baby body. It's true. And you'll know because when you study enlightened beings, ascended masters, we all have the same exact power. We have identical power. We're all spirit. You'll see that many of these individuals from prior lifetimes, they're still working things out, still figuring out that they're spirit. When they're infants, they remember everything. Like Yogananda talks about when he was an infant, he remembers back to when he was an infant, quote unquote. But you see, if a baby was this helpless, defenseless projection that we think egoically from fear, then these mind masters would not remember back to their baby days in the body at that point, but they wouldn't remember all these vivid, advanced, enlightened realizations. It's like the Dalai Lama. When he's a little infant, they put these toys out in front, potential Dalai Lama, and they see what they choose because baby knows. The mind knows, ultimately, because we're all mind. But guys, getting back to the problem thing, if you face the fear in your mind, the problems begin to dissolve because then you see it wasn't a problem. You see that you made up the fear and you put it on that person or that place or that thing or that activity like travel. And then you're like, oh, wow, cool, I could travel. And then you're traveling because it's fun and it's freeing. And by traveling in the world, even though it's a symbolic deal, you get to see how we're one and how we are all our own. We're all one. The separation, that's fear. The illusion of different people, that's fear. The illusion of bodies, it's the problems, the wars. Go within. Go within. Think of David Hoffmeister. One of the examples, he prayed to Jesus, what about the war? whatever war is going on now. And Jesus told them, the war with yourself will soon be over. So if in your mind you see a war, you are at war with yourself. It's not them, it's you. Because that world is what? Not created by God. So can it be real if God didn't create it? No. Ego could create it. Ego does create it. But the ego is an illusion, fear is an illusion. And this stuff seems so trippy as long as you don't face your fears, and you'll see problems. And then when you start going within, Bible, the kingdom of heaven is within. That's not a joke. He wasn't kidding. He means it. It's in here. When you face your fear, you see that there really is love and fun and joy beneath all these illusions. And when you get rid of the fear, you don't buy it anymore. You don't buy into the illusion. You don't buy into wars and poverty and scarcity and fighting. And then if there's individuals in their minds who aren't facing their fears and they buy into it, you see through that illusion. It takes mind training, guys. You have to go within and you got to keep up with it. Because So guys, that's it for today. If there are problems in your life, problem after problem, issue after issue, it's a fear in your mind every single time. It couldn't be there without the fear. If there's no fear, there's no problem. Because you see the love, you see the light, you see the joy, you see the fun. You see beneath the illusion. But you got to keep going within. Face, feel, and release the fears. And then what's left? More of who you are. Spirit, love. So your problems dissolve into nothing. And then you'll feel nudges to have fun, to help someone, to be uplifting, to support, to enjoy, because you'll be listening to the intuition, spirit, Holy Spirit, instead of the ego, which always is a wish for death, and it's fear, and it'll try to pull you into fear, scarcity, problems. Let's create another problem. Let's create another problem. Well, you conquered this problem. Let's create another challenge, another problem. And spirit's like, they're not even there. Once you face your fears, you see there's no problems except what you dream, what you actively dream, what you actively imagine. I had a dream sent directly by spirit 2 nights ago, and it was as crystal clear as any dream I've ever had. And maybe I'll devote a whole video to this too, but I figured I'd share it with you just to show you the illusory nature of reality and how it's all love. A friend of mine from childhood, spirit sends symbols that we feel comfortable, familiar with, we recognize, we're open to, told me that the world, and this is a friend who wouldn't necessarily embody this perspective, probably on a worldly level, but we're all spirit, so it's the lesson too. The illusion there, no. So said that the world is like, right now, what you're seeing, you're the cartoonist, and it's like you're drawing one frame, the old school cartoons where cartoonists would draw a picture, then draw another picture, then draw another picture, but one picture at a time, and you picture that in a split second, and then you keep adding frames. Like a cartoonist, you keep drawing one picture, one picture, one picture, then you animate it with movement between the pictures. So the world you're seeing right now is a cartoon that you are animating, one image at a time. So anything that you think is scary or a problem is a cartoon. It's a skit. It's child's play. You're doing it. And the more you face your fears, you won't so much create a different cartoon as much as you'll just be picturing the love, and you'll see all the stuff that really scares you. All the problems are 100% of the time images that you're dreaming and animating because of your fear. You face and feel the fear. You could say animate a different cartoon in the world, different symbols. And also you'll just start picturing love, fun, because you'll start seeing the love beneath it all, the oneness, the spirit, and you'll start identifying with that. And as you do, you will receive more guidance from the Holy Spirit to be love. It's like me sharing a video like this before I do my worldly blogging stuff, which I'm learning to frame that through spirit too, as I'm just training my mind. But I feel that nudge from Spirit to say, go on, create a little longer form video, put it up on YouTube or wherever, and talk about this. So I feel like I'm being rented out, used by Spirit a little bit more to share this message because I'm feeling the love. And I'm not thinking as much as from fear and problems and scarcity, but it's a process. So I'm just rolling with it. So that's it, guys. If you have any blogging questions, you're curious about circling the globe, doing what Kelly and I do, my wife Kelly at livelifemadeorder.com, you could stop by bloggingfromparadise.com. We have blog posts, blogging courses, blogging ebooks to help you thrive with blogging. So you want to do it in your hometown, or you want to circle the globe, or you really want to start traveling and seeing the world and seeing that we're all so much the same because we're all one. And this illusion and separation and all this madness, problems. We're dreaming it, guys. Think of that cartoon analogy. Maybe I'll do a full video or a shorter video with that, but we'll play it by ear. See what Spirit says. Until next time, guys, you know what to do. Enjoy paradise all.